All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Life and Whatever Else. And today, as you guys can see, we have a packed house. We have a full house here at the table. As you can see to my right, we have Coach Nicole Rodriguez. Welcome back. Host of Conversation Pace.
Hello.
Glad to have you back. Flew in from Atlanta this morning
Yes.
to get here
Just to be on the show.
because we have a lot of good stuff to talk about today
Yes, we
about
do.
the running world.
Of course, I
So.
wouldn't miss this. Not for anything.
Well, you helped put it together, so
I wouldn't miss it either.
you know, it's good that you're here. Jerode King, welcome back.
Thank you.
Glad to have you back.
Oh yes,
You excited to be back?
this is gonna be good.
Yes. From all
Absolutely.
the talk beforehand,
Yes.
I think this is going to be really good.
Oh yeah.
And I think this is going to be really good because we have another guest, Aysha Mirza. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Hello.
Yes, say
Yeah.
everybody. World.
Hi,
There you go.
everyone.
There we go. So, you are here today because you have a lot of things that you want to talk about. But we will get started. How about you give us a little background on yourself first, and then we will just get into everything else from there.
She's beautiful.
Yes.
Well, when I was born, I was beautiful. Tell
Yes.
us that story.
If that was the case, my God, I wouldn't even have cared about my education. No. No, I was a super nerd, and I still am.
That's okay.
and
We all have a little
I'm-
nerd in us.
I'm okay with it. That's fine. Didn't get to go to prom. I'm okay with it.
Oh.
I'm fine. So what is it you want to know first? I have no problem. Open door, open book.
Well, you
let's
are
see.
a model.
Yes.
Yes.
How did you get into that?
Well, this isn't the way I would tell anyone else to do it, but I answered a Craigslist ad while I was in school. And I started walking runways alongside girls from top agencies, and I was invited back. And yeah, it was just an experiment that happened to work out for me. I'm signed to Surface Model Management here in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
I have a mother agency in Boston. I've got representation in Atlanta and
nice.
LA. And so I'm still domestic technically, but
So basically, you've become a model, but
yes.
let's give a warning to some girls out there. Not all Craigslist ads are legit.
Yeah.
Okay, so be very careful. You
Please.
know,
Please be careful.
be careful about that because
I just happened to get
yeah,
very lucky
Some
because you can't drop those designers' names that I've walked for without having some backup to it.
yeah.
For sure.
Some Craigslist ads will take you down the wrong path.
Mm.
But-
Very
you're-
bad. Very
You're
bad.
a paid working model.
I am. And I run the gamut. I do runway. I can do print. I've done commercial work. I do a lot of work with SAG-AFTRA, which is the Actors Union.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's commercials, there's background work, there's everything. And then there's also the fact that I'm a hand model.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
a
Hand
hand
model. Nails always on fleek.
Yes.
That's
just a little
interesting
bit.
to me. I've never met. I've met models before, not like
Yeah.
real famous models. You know, just she's probably the most well-known model that
Yeah.
you know. So, but that's interesting. I've never met a foot or hand model, anything like that.
Believe it or not, even though I am actually a runner that's competitive, I am a hand and foot and leg model. My
Oh,
most
wow.
notable leg and footwork. Well, I mean, I have Sally Hansen as a client,
Okay.
which is one of the
Wow.
top nail,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
brands out there. But I did get my legs and feet into an article with a fitness modeling aspect to it with Dr. Jordan Metzel in Runner's World. And
Okay.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
the centerfold, which means something completely different with Runner's World.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
and now he's my treating physician.
Oh,
So-
nice. Things work out very interesting. You know.
A little bit. This
Yeah.
community is tiny.
So, you're in addition to being a model, you're also a runner.
Yes.
So, talk to us a little bit about your running.
Well, I started running when I was in 6th grade or so, and we
Okay.
started
Mhm.
competing at track meets, just like any other runner who just wants to see how far they can go. Every day at recess or whenever it was, I don't remember exactly when we had track practice, it was a lot of, go around the field. Okay, can you go around the field again? Okay, can you go around the field again in this amount of time? And any distance runner can tell you that every day you're just like, well, can I get a little bit further? Can I get a little bit further? Am I able to do this? And it's a fascinating way to push your own body and push the limits of your own body.
Yeah.
That being said, it went over into high school track and field, and my mother, I come from a very conservative Pakistani American Muslim family. My mama, I was a tiny, tiny child. I mean,
Yeah. Oh.
I don't even think I broke 90 pounds barely by the middle of high school. She would just worry. She'd be like, you can't run cross country. 3.1 miles, you'll break. There's no way. You're going to break in half. And I didn't, actually. Cross country is
Thank God she didn't break.
No,
Okay.
I
Oh,
didn't
boy.
break. Cross country is one of the most amazing, best things you can ever do in your whole life. I love cross so much.
That was my
I've
favorite
never-
season in high school.
It's my favorite thing to do. You run over boulders, you run over trails, you get into woods and grass, and I can't begin to tell you how much everyone should train in cross country if they're a distance runner, for
Yeah.
sure.
I probably should have done. I ran track in high school, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I didn't run cross country, and I probably should have. I kind of regret that now.
Oh, it's
now that I'm older.
you could still do it. See, this is the beauty of what I've
Yeah.
learned after high school and college is that you can still race cross country
Mm.
in a competitive level or even just for fun. And for me, it concluded with my senior season being a 9-0 undefeated dual meet season.
Yeah. Oh wow, undefeated.
Dual meet.
Dual
Not
meet.
Until I got to counties. And then,
Yeah.
it got a little, I had the fastest time going into counties and, then the other girls that I wasn't racing during the season showed up. And that's okay. I would rather define being the best as racing against the best. So that makes that was just, I look back on that season all the time so fondly. Absolutely. Because my first race, my coach looked at me and just said, this girl's faster than you. She's
Oh,
not
wow.
going to be able, you're not going to be able to beat her.
The
Yeah.
coach said that.
I got to the
Well, way to go,
line.
coach.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
got to
Sounds
that
like something
line
I
and
would
I
do.
towed that
Yeah.
line and I said, I don't think so. And I took that lead and didn't give it up the entire race. There
You
was
got-
no way.
Wow.
There was no
Okay.
way.
So what
It
did
was
what did
just-
your coach tell you afterwards?
Yeah. Huh.
My coach he just was like, all right, so you beat her. And I was like,
There we go.
yeah, I did. Don't tell me I can't.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
I'm a competitive spirit. At least, as soon as that gun goes, and then by the end of it, I'll catch my breath and I'll love you all over again. It's totally fine because
Mhm.
I'm probably one of the
Olympians
friendliest
are
ones.
like that too. They
Absolutely.
compete
Oh, yeah.
against each other, and then they're buddies.
Oh, yeah.
afterwards.
Some
I
of the
mean, it's so funny. Natasha Hastings said recently in one of her vlogs, because she has one of the most inspiring vlogs that I get to watch. I love waking up, and then if I'm not in the middle of Ramadan like I am now, having breakfast, having coffee, putting her vlog on and listening to what she has to say.
Mhm.
And it's so funny. I think someone had asked her on a live chat and said, well, did you think you were going to get a medal, or did you just go in to race just to race? And she's like, if you don't ever approach, she basically, I'm paraphrasing, but if
Okay.
you don't approach every race with the notion that you're going to win gold, you're in the wrong place right now.
Yeah, that's true.
What?
That's
Wow.
true.
As an elite
Yes.
athlete, this is
There you go.
yes.
No participation
Oh,
trophies.
hey, Tasha.
Yeah.
What's up, girl?
She looks
Yeah.
So
focused.
she is one of the best athletes that I feel has a
Yes.
way of integrating normal everyday life and what she loves in life with the fact that she's an elite athlete, strong, capable, and, again, nothing wrong with it. She still loves wearing makeup out on the field and loving fashion. And being feminine fierce is so important.
Feminine
Yeah.
fierce. I
That's
like
something-
that.
Feminine fierce.
That's
Feminine
and she
fierce.
is that.
that I love about female athletes, because I feel like there's some people that they see female athletes and they feel like, oh, they shouldn't be feminine.
No.
And I say, come on, why are you getting upset if they do, some modeling or whatever? They
The
should
one
be
thing I
able to
like
do.
was it Shannon
what they're
Roberry that when she runs her race, she always wears lipstick,
Oh, it's
which I
red
think is
lipstick.
cool. Red lipstick.
The majority
Also,
of the time.
on her
There's Tasha killing it all the way down, all the way through, over the line.
on her Instagram,
That's our girl.
she's Shannon Roberry. She's running on the track.
And I'm
What have
sorry,
you?
is that hot pink lipstick on her lips?
Hot-
Yes,
yeah,
and we
thank
like
you.
it.
That's what
There
it
you
looks
go.
like.
And next minute, she's in a formal gown with
Oh,
high
yeah.
heels somewhere at getting some award or in front of some. And I like that. You can be
I
tough,
love that you
but you can
brought
be
up two
feminine
of
as
my
well.
favorite
I love
women
that.
in the sport.
I like that. There you go.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
exactly. And if you don't like makeup, that's fine too.
That's fine,
There's
too.
nothing
Yeah.
wrong with it. Oh, was
interviewed.
that Sonya?
We interviewed
Oh, snap.
Natasha Hastings at the Melrose Games this year,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked her about her hair. Like we talked about fashion.
By the way, plug for
Yeah.
style,
plug for
and
Nicole's
who
show.
does your makeup?
Conversation
Yes,
Pace.
and
There
she-
we
Yeah.
go.
Her makeup is
It's always
flawless.
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 It's always flawless. I love it. And she, you know what's so funny is that on one of her live, she has these cute little live YouTube interactions with
Yeah.
fans. And, you know, on one of them, I think somebody was like, well, maybe if you didn't spend so much time worrying about your makeup, your race would have gone better. And
Oh,
it's kind of
boy.
like, if the 15 minutes I spend on putting my face together ruined my race, I have bigger problems to worry about.
Oh, boy. Some people need to just keep their mouth shut.
Yes.
You
Like,
know,
if
on
you
the-
just don't know.
That girl can run.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
she's wonderful
Yes.
to watch. And all of her fashion insight. But
So,
yes, so then
So she's sponsored by
Under Armour.
Under Armour. Okay.
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm. So
That's
she's been
right.
racing with them, which is how we met, which was at Milrose Games a couple of years ago
Mhm.
too, because she had a really cute pink kit on, and I was sitting in VIP. I may or may not have been imbibing beverages throughout the entire race, and I was just like, "You look so cute," and she's just like, "Thank you," and I'm like, "Did you race today?" And I had no idea, and she looks at me like,
Uh-huh.
"Yeah," and I was like, "Oh, how'd it go?" She's like, "I won," and I was just
I
like,
won.
that's
Ooh,
funny.
I was like,
Boom.
okay, well, I'm so happy you won, but you still look really cute.
Yeah, she is.
And so we
She's
became
beautiful.
family. But I love when you get a chance to understand who the athlete is as a person
Mhm.
alongside of their times.
Yes.
And stories are just so important. They're just incredibly
Mhm.
important. But yeah, then I went on to college. I trained in college. That's a long story that I'd probably have to get into on another show. But that being said, I missed cuts by like 3 seconds, and then I was injured, and I gave up on the sport, which I am sad about
Mhm.
because I lost out on competing in a collegiate
Mhm.
atmosphere. And, you know, injuries are really awful little things. And I tell everyone now when I go to mentor at cross country camp and I'm helping to maintain these, like the young girls are the most impressionable ones, and they're the ones that you can tell you never
right.
give up. It does not
Yeah.
matter. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, missing a mile, you know, I ran a 6:03 instead of sub 6. And I mean, but if you put me again next to another girl and said it was a self-time trial, it was just me by myself running around this indoor
Yeah.
track.
Mhm.
But if you put me next to a girl and said, well, you know, she's going to pace you or you're going to race her, it would have been a different story.
Yeah.
Being in a race mindset versus being in a training mindset are two completely different things.
That's true.
And I'm a racer. I'm not much
That's
of a
true.
trainer.
Mhm.
But I am now, because as soon as you leave the sport and you come back after a long
Yeah.
period of time, you realize that it doesn't come as easily. The natural talent is there. There is some speed there, but you have to build it all back up.
Mhm.
So the patience is the key.
A lot of
Okay.
people don't have the patience. They just think it'll come back right away. And
Oh,
I
it
did
doesn't
too.
come back
I
right away.
was definitely not someone who like knew much about coming back and training, because so I'll tell you how I came back. My agent at the time texted me and
Mhm.
said that, oh, this photo shoot is fabulous. The photographer loved you, but and I was like, oh, but, and they're like, yeah. So what's your
But-
exercise regimen like? And I just looked at it like, oh, okay. So all of that weight gain that I've had going out after a really, really bad breakup has caught up to me, and now they can see it on camera. And so what did I do? Literally within that month, I signed up for the New York City Marathon, because the only way I knew to get back into proper shape was to be back in running
So-
shape, to be fit.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And for me, fit gets tiny. That's how genetically my body is.
Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so I was
So we're gonna run 26.2 miles to get fit.
yes,
There
that
you
was
go.
that was the plan.
Let's not start off with a 5K or a
No.
10K.
Why?
We wanna
I was
go-
already a miler and a 5K girl.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
okay with that.
go hard or
Okay.
go home.
Go
Go
hard or
hard or
go
go
home.
home.
Okay.
That is
No.
unfortunately, I am an action potential. I am a neuroscience background major. I am telling you, I am all in, or I'm not in at all.
I
I like that.
completely. I'm like that too.
Yeah.
With I don't run, but you know
Mhm.
I'm like that with most things. All in or not in at all.
I do get
I
that
don't-
from you.
I don't like the middle ground.
I
Because to
get
me,
that.
what's the point if
But
you're gonna
yeah,
be in
what's
the
the
middle?
point?
You know, either
A
I'm gonna go-
participant.
Are you
Yeah.
into
I don't-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like some of the athletes I coach.
Oops.
When you put on that number, you're there to
Mhm.
win. If you're not there to win the race, you can stay in bed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, if you're racing it,
If you're racing it.
suppose that race is a training race or it's something just in the middle so that you can go there and see what your fitness level is at without going all out. What if
Yeah.
my coach would tell me to do a tempo run or, do a progressive or something when I had a bunch of races that I signed up to
Yeah.
that I didn't need in the middle of my training segments.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yes, if you're racing, it's all out. You don't take selfies while you're racing. That means you're not racing at 110%.
There you go.
There we go. And I am a selfie coach, so I am saying this out of the love of the sport.
She
Oh,
said
it's-
selfie coach.
You don't
So
take
I think I
selfies.
need
Eric,
a
I
selfie
think Eric
coach.
needs some classes.
There you go.
I think I need a selfie coach. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like all over the place. With my
Oh,
selfies,
man.
so
It's-
I'll have to talk to you afterwards.
We're
a little
going,
more about that.
we'll have a selfie lesson for
Oh,
sure.
sweet. All
For
right.
sure,
Selfie
no
lesson.
problem.
Selfie 101 for you, Eric.
Nice.
Yeah.
Selfie 101. I like the sound of that. Sounds good.
But, yeah.
Um,
I love that we have like the elite women up on the screen and Molly Huddle.
Yes. 108.
So much range. So much
Yeah.
range. I can't get over Molly Huddle in
Mhm.
life.
by the way,
She is
thanks,
life.
Doug, for pulling all these wonderful videos up.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate your help back
Not
there.
really sure how many of them are going to be able. I see Sarah Hall. I see Kim Conley.
The 10K, she's run
Really
31. 31 for 10K?
I
Molly
don't know
Huddle?
her. I don't know her numbers.
Okay. But the half marathon is like 108 or something.
Mm.
Completely ridiculous.
It's all
Wow.
ridiculous. I
These
mean, a
girls can
108
run.
half
Oh,
marathon,
yeah.
a 109. I mean, Kara Goucher is going to race. I don't remember the name of the race, but the
Mm.
last time she raced it, she ran a 69XX
Okay.
half marathon in 2012. And
Yeah.
you just sit there and think of the numbers. That's just so insane.
My fastest half marathon is 112.
And you
So that's
are
a 5:30
112.
pace. So if these girls can run 108,
That's
I'm what, a half mile behind? Something
I
like
would
that.
love to see some 5-minute miles
But
soon,
they're
personally.
like five,
but
they're like 50 something per.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know the pace
Yeah.
right off the top of my head. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I love watching elite
Yeah,
racing.
please. When the women, I like it the fact that the women go first, and when because I live at the 9-mile mark,
Mhm.
when they run by, it's like they're floating,
Yeah.
literally, and they're not even breathing.
Effortless.
I remember one thing you said on one of your Instagram posts: "If I hear you,
Oh.
you're doing something wrong."
That's right.
I close my eyes. I'm like
That's
this.
right.
I
That's
don't
right.
hear
I
them. They're
stand
like
by
this.
that.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
stand by that.
You
Because
can tell
every
she
ti-
stands by because she's putting her finger on the
Oh,
yeah.
table.
She
'Cause
is
when-
on coach
Stand.
mode.
Because when someone's running on the treadmill at my job, and I hear that, I'm like this. If Coach Nicole heard you right now, she's like this. Gerard, what is that noise? Go talk to that person.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
look at Nyack. Up
I
there
know
in
there's
the front.
Nyack up in the joint.
Yeah.
So let's see here. We're talking about running, and I know that you guys have a lot to talk about going on in the
Yeah.
running world.
Well,
Mhm.
I mean,
So
you know what's exciting
what's
is
exciting?
that today I read something. You know that guy, the marathon investigator guy.
Yeah.
What's his name? Derek something Murphy.
I don't know his name.
So I mean, I click on, and I'm going through. You know, people are starting to respond to his blogs,
Yes.
and I think it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I read something about you. So
Segue.
Me?
usually when you are on his blog, he's getting in your ass about something.
Oh, boy.
Uh-huh.
So
You getting a new one,
I
Rick?
want some clarity.
Some
Just
clarification?
just some
Honesty, some truth,
just-
Oh, we love
just-
some
honesty.
you know, just a
transparency.
little bit.
That's what we love.
Because I really try not to get into all the bib, what is it? Banding and
yeah.
bib buying, sell.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. Like, I can't, I don't have room in my mind to, but when I saw that he mentioned you, I'm like, I want to know.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
And so, could you give us a little background on why you were mentioned in Derek Murphy's Marathon Investigation blog?
Oh boy.
Give us
Well,
the
I mean,
goods.
If you insist.
Yes, and I'm taking notes. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
She's got a
Okay.
pen out,
Wait, let me
paper.
put my glasses on.
Okay.
Get the glasses
Let's,
on.
let's
Oh,
make
man.
sure Coach Nicole has
Yeah.
it
There
straight.
we go.
Mhm.
So, yes, I was mentioned in Derek Murphy's Marathon Investigation blog, which is normally a blog that likes to call out, cheaters.
Okay.
Actually.
And thieves.
It's like thieves of someone else's joy. There's one woman who cheated through a half marathon in Florida, and she had a social media presence, and therefore it was seen that she was compensated for parts of her trip. And so she went down there racing for a New York City team. Yes, a local New York City team.
Oh, that's the whip it thing. You can.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say.
Okay.
I'm not saying any names because I don't know any names.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm well aware of the names.
Okay.
But I'm just
But-
gonna say, yeah, we read that article.
Yes. And so, you
Uh-huh.
cut the course. He finds out by checking the GPS watch.
Yeah.
Because you buy
Yeah.
a photo, which costs an exorbitant amount of money, but he zoomed in on the watch, and the watch said 11.1 miles instead of 13.1. So
Good
you know.
Lord.
The woman goes
Oh.
back and bikes the course, and it's on Strava.
Are
and
you kidding me?
you can tell from different
Yeah.
cadence and
That takes a lot of
analytics,
nerve.
logistics.
Goodness.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of nerve.
Wow.
Social
But then
media will
she
catch up.
insisted to the race director and the timing company that she did not cheat. So, voluntarily. This being said,
Comical.
you
Yeah.
stole the podium finish
Mhm.
from someone else.
Because she finished second or third?
She was second,
She was
I believe.
second. Well,
And she qualified for Boston. That was the whole thing, right?
Did she? I don't think she.
wanted
I don't
to
think
No,
No,
That she
no.
wanted to be.
she wanted to be
like
on
an
the elite team.
yeah. Mhm.
That's
the dashing
wonderful that
whippets
you want to
version
be
of
on an elite
elite.
team.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
But it's not really elite, like Olympic elite.
I don't know. I can't.
like
I can't speak to their elite
Okay.
team or their sub-elite team.
All
What
right.
I can
Yeah.
speak
Me
make a
to
note
is the
'cause I wanna
fact
know.
that it's a beautiful goal to have, to go and compete as an elite athlete.
Yes.
As an elite athlete who makes it to the Olympic trials, as an elite athlete who makes it to go around the world, as an elite athlete that competes as an Olympian. These are things you earn.
Yeah, Olympians are superstars
Yes.
on
Yeah.
my
Mhm.
show.
Mhm.
That's how we treat them.
These
Conversation
are things that you
pace.
earn.
That's right.
These
Conversation
are
pace.
numbers
Mhm.
that show what's happening. The numbers don't lie as long as you
That's
haven't
right.
cheated your way through the
Mhm.
course.
Mhm.
So Derek's blog likes to make sure that when an issue is alerted to him, he gets all of the facts from both sides of the story and reports on them fairly. This woman obviously cheated, was dropped from her team, made her Instagram private, etc., and so forth.
Okay.
So I was a paying member of a team called Oiselle, which was,
I heard they dropped you.
they did.
Okay.
They did.
Terrible.
It's not cool.
They're not cool.
Not cool at all.
Well,
What?
we're going to
okay,
talk
yeah,
about how not cool that is, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so much.
I don't really
can't
know
keep
where
up.
you want me to
I
start.
can't keep up.
I love
Yeah.
this. I'm just
This
taking
is
this all in.
it's like a
There's so
build
much-
up. It's like a crescendo.
I know. I'm so excited. I
I'm
should
waiting
get
for my cue.
popcorn and like.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
there's a lot of people having some popcorn out there right
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
I
All
feel
right.
like I'm well aware of the popcorn and the
There
Michael
he
Jackson
is.
meme. And there is some
Marathon
marathon investigation on our
investigation.
screen.
Yes.
Oh boy.
So so my name comes up because I had to let them know what the exact situation was when I said that one of the paid ambassadors for the Oiselle team was not an elite.
Is that what you
And
tweeted? You tweeted.
I
that,
tweeted
right?
that. And let's
Twitter
just
war. Yes.
I stand by what I say. If I write something or I say something, I will stand by it until you bring me a correction, and then I can acknowledge a mistake, admit it, and move on.
Hooray
That's
for
me.
that.
Uh-huh.
I like
And
people like that.
That
Yeah.
is what drew me to even joining Oiselle in the first place. Oiselle was, it was just everything I was looking for in a company with regards to honesty. They were, the underdog. They would call out Nike, USATF, IOC, USOC, the doping agencies.
Everybody that needed calling out.
Everybody that needed some calling out.
Everyone
They
needs
would-
to call out sometimes.
Yeah.
Everybody
sometimes.
does.
Yeah.
And not we're all human. No
Yeah.
one's perfect.
Mhm.
But, the beauty is that it was a company that said that they stand for truth, they stand for honesty, they stand for transparency, and they don't like cheaters. No cheating in sport, no doping in sport, no unnecessary awful eating patterns with eating disorders.
Yeah.
You do this the right way, you compete clean, and you're honest about it.
Yes.
And that is what every runner that I know stands for.
Yes.
You know?
Just what everyone
Absolutely.
should. I mean,
Which
should,
every
yes.
runner should.
Yes.
I mean, we all know the doping wars that are going on right now, and it takes away from honest, hard work. And I'm all about honest, hard work. I'm all about, you know, being real. And unfortunately, we had an issue all of a sudden while an influencer and someone who claims to be a blogger as their main source of income stated that they had investments from Oiselle, and that Oiselle understood the need for, as I'm paraphrasing, her story to not be told for free. That's fine and dandy. Oiselle is a company that promotes women no matter what stage of life they're at. I mean, Lauren Fleshman is one of the main professionals that was first on the team, and she was pregnant. And there's a lot going on because of Serena Williams right now. But a lot of traditional track and field commentary is, oh, you got pregnant and that's it. We don't, you know, you can't race, you can't compete, you can't make money during those 9 months. So why should we continue your contract? And the beauty of Oiselle is they said, well, we still believe in you.
Yes.
And so
that's beautiful.
Lauren Fleshman is, you know, with the company. Kara Goucher came to the company after having her child. And the beauty is that women are version 2.0 after having children. They're so amazing.
Wow.
My God, let's talk about Alicia Montano for about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, maybe more than 2. She raced 34 weeks pregnant, I want to say. It was either 32 or 34. I've never been a mother. I can't. I'm not as good at keeping track. At the USATF Nationals, the year after she won it, and then the year after she gave birth at the same national championships, she won the event. She won the 800.
That's
a
a
year
beautiful thing.
afterwards.
Yeah.
That's
Within the
impressive.
year, let's be honest, I'm not really sure exactly when Linnea was born, but the beauty is that it started the conversation about pregnant women in sport and how, as an elite athlete, you can maintain your fitness. Even as a non-elite athlete, as a pregnant woman, if you're kind of maintaining some kind of fitness, you can continue through your pregnancy to do this. I was pre-med. I can't help it. I love this stuff. So
they got rid of you because you got pregnant, and that's not something that they usually do. Like, what's the?
I definitely did not get pregnant in order to be pregnant. There are certain things that must happen, and those are not happening.
Yeah, there's some steps to the process.
There's some steps to that process. No. So the beauty of Oiselle is that it's a team that enlightens and empowers women to be the best people that they can be. And I, as a very active member in their paid membership, which is called the Volet, we pay $100 and $25 of it goes to their elite team, which is how I was even introduced to the I love it. I mean, how can you not love that you're helping someone else go after their dreams?
Yeah, I would
absolutely.
Support that.
Like a quarter of it goes, and you know, I made a lot of friends on the elite team afterwards because you meet them and they're your teammates. At the end of the day, they're still your teammates. And you know, I loved that I was helping someone achieve their dreams. Their Olympian Kate Grace made it to the finals of the 800 meters at Rio. And she's actually the reason why I even knew of the company Oiselle. The amount of pride that I had watching her at trials and then, you know, watching her races as she made it from round to round was just, it's unparalleled because she's the reason that I knew about this company that was doing great things. And then Kate Grace no longer has her contract. In January, she started racing without an elite kit with a brand.
What?
Women on the team got a little suspicious, like, what just happened here? What's going on? It's normal. Any pro or elite runner will tell you contracts end, you become a free agent, and you're looking for another sponsor. Kate Grace being the only 800-meter runner from the United States to make it to the finals.
Yes.
She's not sponsored?
Oh, she wasn't for a short period of time as far as the public knew.
That is ridiculous.
No, you can't
Uh-oh.
be mad.
I'm mad.
Coach
She-
Nicole's
No,
mad.
I love Kate Grace.
And
but we
modeling as
interviewed her
well.
on
But she,
Conversation
she's-
Base.
Oh, you did?
I
Again,
told her a
Conversation
zillion
Base.
times she should model.
Yeah.
But it's okay. She signed to Nike.
And the
Everything
educated
is
woman.
fine.
She
Oh,
went to
there we
Yale.
go.
Yes, she's
Yeah.
from Yale.
Yeah.
She used to race at Yale.
Yeah.
Lovely human being. I've never had a bad interaction with her. She even offered one time to pace me in a small 5K at Rutgers. I'm still
wow.
waiting on that,
Aw.
but that's okay because
Well, why
she's
don't
on
you
to
say
bigger and
something
better
to Kate
things.
right
Mhm.
now?
Oh, Kate knows. It's okay. She promised. It's fine. I'm not even worried. One day if our paths cross again, maybe she'll have a chance and maybe
1-7.
I'll finally go sub 20. But
Yeah.
that's okay. I'm fine with that. But the reality is, so she signed to Nike right afterwards. After her free agency time and whatever time she needed to figure out what she wanted to do. God bless. I want the best for everyone. I really don't wish ill upon anyone ever. So that brought up the fact that there was now someone who was blogging like 3 times in the month of January.
An
and
elite
I'm
runner?
bombarded.
An elite person?
No,
No?
not an elite. Not an elite.
But on
And
the
ev-
elite team? Or
Um,
question? Or
no.
no.
Just blogging.
Just
just
blogging.
Just blogging.
You know,
Okay.
which is fine because
Was
I'm.
their blogger? They have bloggers?
You know what? No, the beauty of Oiselle is that actually they allowed for everyday people to speak their
Oh.
stories.
Yeah.
So they
Cool.
would have regular everyday women, no matter what level, no matter what race, what pace, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. What matters is like, you know, your love for the sport, the fact that the sport has a place in your life and it's a running company.
Oh,
Why
that's
wouldn't it?
awesome. So they
So-
could say whatever they wanted to say.
There was,
just
I mean,
whatever their
there were
opinions.
some. I've been moved by some of the stories of my teammates from that time.
Aw.
Absolutely, without a doubt. I've like
Mhm.
sought them out on Facebook and said,
Mhm.
I need to let you know that I cried this morning because of you, you know, and that
Aw.
I love the effort that you're putting in and the obstacles that you've overcome. And and it's Ramadan, so I can't really get a glass of water to make sure that
Yeah.
my throat isn't that dry. So forgive me. But
You're right, Jerode.
So you know
He's
what?
getting
This,
emotional. There you go.
Yeah.
this company sounds perfect for you
and it was
because of your everything that you are. You know, you're strong, you're beautiful, runner. You have very strong opinions, to say the least.
to say the least.
I love
And
a
so
person with strong
yeah,
opinions.
great
Yes.
match. So
We
need-
we need
so
more of
what
those.
Yeah.
happened?
Well, at one point, we asked as part of the membership, you know, what exactly is this woman's role? You know, she's listed
Okay.
as a blogger.
Yeah.
She's now wearing this clothing. She's telling us that she is sponsored like Lauren Fleshman on podcasts, and she's stating that Oiselle invested in me and that, you know, Oiselle pays my bills.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
And, you know, we have no idea what's happening because the headquarters won't even answer our questions when we ask them.
Okay.
So the company
wow.
that used to be about truth and transparency all of a sudden shut their doors and said, well, you can leave if you'd like with your membership refunded.
Mhm.
So
This is okay. Wait, you tweeted.
the
what was
tweet
it?
comes later.
Okay. Okay. So
We'll get to
So
the
is
tweet.
it
Yeah.
wrong?
Oh,
Okay.
this
So
is-
they
yeah.
took on a member. She was a member like you.
No. Because I paid to be a part of the team.
Okay.
She did it the right
They
way. I
paid-
guess.
I don't
Wait,
think
wait,
it's the
wait.
right way. I
They
think that
paid
they're allowed to
her.
have their business opinions and what they want to do in
Okay.
aspects of business. That's not a problem. You can do
Mhm.
what you want with
Yeah.
your money.
Right.
My money, I wanted to give specifically so that the elites could make it to the
Yes.
Olympic trials and they
Mhm.
could make it to race. And that's, you know, where I came from when
Yeah.
I started working with this company. Not even working with, running for.
Running for.
Yeah,
running
running
for
for.
it.
Yes.
So that being said, you know, it ends up that we don't get an answer. We don't get a concrete answer.
Okay.
We get a paraphrase, shut up or ship out situation from the CEO.
Evasive.
Really weird.
Very.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then the same day that we get that message, there's a T-shirt that comes out from Oiselle. And on the T-shirt, it says, speak out for what you believe in.
That's just two-faced right
It's
there.
just
Yeah.
speak out.
Yeah.
Wow.
The same day. The irony was not lost on some of the
out.
members of the team.
Well, speak out.
Speak out.
And this is
Wow.
what you did. You spoke out.
I did.
against-
I did, because
So
eventually
it's like
it was
speak. It's
brought
like
to my-
speak out, but don't speak out.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
which is exactly against everything they've ever done up until that point. So
And all you did was question, like, who is this person? Is that what?
there were a number of us that questioned what her exact role was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And, you know, it's different when you see someone in your inbox multiple times within a short time frame, as opposed to
Okay.
the other women that are categorized in the same concept. There were about 6 other women that they introduced in Olympic trials as muses, which is how she was categorized. But I didn't hear as much from any of the other muses as I did from this one. So it was just it was asking for a clarification at the end of
That's
the day.
at the end of
that,
the day. Yeah.
I just
you know,
wanna know
unfortunately
one
didn't
thing.
happen.
Yeah. I just want to know one thing. That's all. That's
Yeah,
it.
no, that's it. So
Just-
then
yeah.
we get to what is the most prestigious marathon in the United States, which I'm assuming you're not a runner much,
No.
but guess what? Boston Marathon is one of the most elite marathons in the United States. You have to
Yes.
race a certain time for your age group in order to qualify. There are other methods of qualifying. It doesn't mean that you have to be fast for your age. You can help raise money for charity. You can do various other things to grab into Boston Marathon. This is where a marathon investigator comes in. He finds people that have cheated to qualify for Boston, or he finds people that have mimicked a bib,
Okay.
copied a bib and ran the races. So for someone like me who wants honesty, who wants to know that the person in front of me who has bested me at a competition did it the right way, as opposed
Deserves
to
someone who deserves to be there.
absolutely. So, Boston Marathon, anyone who's listed as a speaker or, a panelist,
Yeah.
for whatever reason that they're listed, she claimed to be sponsored by Oiselle on a podcast. She stated that she partnered up with Strava, and Strava listed her as a Oiselle elite runner on this
The
panel.
blogger.
The blogger.
I can't wait
Is
to
she?
find the definition of elite.
Yeah.
Is
Oh.
she elite?
A
That's
very
what I'm
very
looking
looking
for.
loose definition of elite.
There's no
How
loose
about that?
definition of
There's no
elite.
loose definition of
yeah,
elite.
yeah.
You rate the
Yeah.
beauty
Grace
of
is
this
elite.
sport, and
There's
why
no-
I
yeah.
love this sport so much is that your times are your times are your times.
Yes.
Yes, there's elevation changes if you're trail running. There is a difference in wind speed if you're a sprinter. There are different factors that can affect it. But your time is your time is your time.
It's what you are. It's not.
Yes.
It's
just,
nothing fake about
it.
it.
Doesn't necessarily define you. Let's be real. You are more than your time. You are more than your body type. You are more than your, but if you're going to be listed as an elite for a team that I run for, I don't believe a 142 half marathon is going to do it for the women. There is nothing wrong with a PR. It was a PR for this girl.
Okay.
I'm okay with this. This is fine. It's fabulous because it's something your body has never done before. There is no shame, no mocking, no bullying, no anything of that nature. This is it doesn't matter. I don't care what time you race. I really
Okay.
don't. I'm there to cheer for you from the beginning to the end, and I have been there, and I will wait it out with my rollers, with my
Yeah.
There
fur
we
coat,
go.
cheering out in the cold at the New York City half.
That's what I'm talking about. I like people like that. Like
I will
people
do
need
it.
encouragement.
Because you know what? At the end of the day, you don't know whether or not your cheers are helping someone during a half marathon
That's
or
true.
a marathon. You don't know what point in their race that they're at. You
That's
never
true.
know whether or not
very
they needed
true.
that yelling or that hug or that tissue. I am an experienced cheerleader at this point. I come prepared. I have baby wipes.
I've seen
have
it. I have
tissues.
seen it in her in action
Oh,
at
I have
track meets.
tissues.
Yes.
I
So
have
sweet.
everything. I've
Blog,
got
yes.
gels, I've got goos, I've got medication, I've got hot shot, I've got everything with me. I've
See.
got my rollers, I've got my R8 roll recovery just
Mhm.
for, athletes, because you never know. After there's certain points where I've realized that people need a lot more help, and like they're hurting, they're struggling, they're in pain, there are injuries that are acting
I
up.
kind of laugh about this because like I'm the type of person that would need that help.
Yes.
I remember back in my track days, I was not a very good runner, so I was always like last, and I was like there was one time in particular I was running in a relay. I forgot what, I think we dropped the baton at some point or something like that, but we kept going. And like,
you dropped the baton.
it was
That's like
not-
every relay person's nightmare.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me personally, but like somebody else did, or there was a bad exchange. Something I forgot what it was, but it was like a 800. It was on an indoor track,
Yeah.
and so I was the last leg, but we were so far behind, and I was the last person, and I was going around and around, and like literally, I had 2 laps left. Everybody else was finished, and so I'm running on the track, and everybody's cheering me, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
oh, thank you, everybody. I'm
Yes.
nowhere near the front, but I really appreciate
Oh,
it. So
I think
we need more professional like cheerleaders here.
Everyone needs
Get some
cheers.
energy from that.
I love that.
personally have, I think, one of the most beautiful things I heard from one of my high school students that I was a counselor to, and she was the last girl in her last race for high school ever. It was her senior year, and I just went, and I went to get a reset, because as soon as you hear what happened with this tweet, you guys will understand why I needed a reset for the love of this sport, to see the beauty and the passion of it for young, high school students. She was nervous. She hadn't raced a 3,200 since August, and
That's
this
2
is
miles.
now, this is
Okay.
2 miles.
just about 2 miles.
Yeah.
And it was, now May. And so I went over to her and I'm like, well, what did your coach tell you? Because I'm not going to tell you what to do if your coach already gave you a race plan. She's like, he didn't tell me anything. And I was like, okay, this is what you're going to do. We're going to take the first half really easy. We're going to pick it up by the next 2 laps. And then we're going to start giving it everything you've got for the last 2. And I will be yelling your splits out to you as you go along.
There you go.
Because, these are my girls.
Yes.
And she was like, okay, Aysha, and she was still nerve-wracked, and she got across the line, and she was quite far behind. I think she was almost a full lap behind. Well, the first 2 girls that won actually lapped her, and then she was still nearly a lap behind. And it's disheartening if you know that you're pushing as hard as you can and you can't get to where you need to go. But she crosses the line and she goes, you know what? I'm okay with being that far behind, because at that point all eyes are on me and
There we
everyone's
go.
cheering for me.
There we
And
go.
I
Oh,
am
yes.
the princess
That's-
and the queen of the land, and I
There we
loved
go.
this.
I like
Yeah.
that
It was so
attitude.
necessary,
I like that
because
attitude.
that's only
That's a positive attitude. That's a good
Exactly.
attitude to have.
that's how
Yeah.
that's how you can beautifully see it.
I kind of felt like that when I had my like mishap, and I was like,
Yeah.
at the end of the race, I was like, you know what, everybody was kind of looking at me, so hey,
Yeah.
they had to stop everything for me because they had to wait. So
you
hey,
can't do
there we go.
you can't do another event till I'm off the track.
exactly.
So you have to
So,
wait. Okay.
There we go.
So
I'm just reading some messages from the marathon. I'm sorry.
that's
Uh-oh.
okay.
The
Uh-huh.
marathon investigation. Look like the comments.
Oh, because I haven't
comments?
even talked about what happened with this tweet.
Yeah, let's get back to that.
Yeah,
'cause
let's
I'm
get back on the
seeing some
tweet there.
really.
The
Okay.
Twitter
Seeing some
wars.
really
Let's-
good.
Well,
Yeah.
Twitter
I mean,
wars.
I defend
That's-
what I say. I have no
Mhm.
problem
Yeah.
ever, with what I state online. I won't hide behind a fake persona. It won't happen.
If you can't stand by it, you shouldn't post it.
You shouldn't
Yeah,
post
that's true.
it. Absolutely.
That's true.
the way
If
that I
you,
think.
With
you
any
can't
social
handle if it-
media.
and if you become a public figure, you need to expect that there's going to be negativity that's going to come back to you. People are going to question what you're saying, and people are going to love what you're saying. You're going to get all of it. That's what's going to happen. And so when you make yourself a public figure like this blogger did. We haven't even gotten into why she became a public figure, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
The Twitter situation was just that this woman was listed as a Oiselle elite athlete. She is not an elite. In my opinion, and I wrote, in my opinion, it's insulting to the real elites.
Yeah. That's the 142 for a half marathon is not elite.
It's not
For a
elite.
woman. No.
Let's be very real about it.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, Kara Goucher ran a 69-minute half
That's
marathon.
elite.
That's
Well,
1
maybe,
hour and 9 minutes
just-
versus a 142.
They just put
Yeah.
her in the wrong category. Do you have a participant category?
we
Maybe they
have-
put her in the.
and it's fine. If that
That's
was
fine.
a mistake that was made
Yes.
on a public forum,
Yes.
Well,
I
it's
don't
still,
see why.
it's still there.
And I don't know
No.
if anyone
I haven't even checked it recently.
I just looked. It's still.
This
And
person.
so they've never actually fixed it.
We won't
so
mention that name. But
Okay, the person
yeah.
that ran the 142.
I
The
guess
people
it's not a
around her,
mistake.
do they know that she ran 142 and is still claiming that she's elite?
She didn't correct it.
She didn't correct it because if I was
Oiselle didn't correct it.
if I was around
Java
someone,
didn't correct it.
so they don't know what elite is then.
I guess
Apparently,
They don't know what
that's
elite is
not
then.
their focus anymore.
That's
To
not-
make
Yeah,
sure
that-
that
yeah.
what they state
Yeah,
in public is right, or what is stated about their athletes is correct.
because if you for a woman, to me, elite. Are we talking world class elite? Probably under 115. A
Mhm.
local elite under 120.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe she's a local.
Under
elite.
what? She is not 142. No, 142. No, that
Even
is not.
the cheater that was
Wh-
caught by Derek, that was running that half marathon,
No.
trying to make the elite team for the New York local team, was
Mhm.
trying to break 124.
Now, again, I love what you're saying about not body shaming anybody.
You can't.
I have seen what this person looks like. The 140. No, they're not. They are not a 142 half
can't.
marathon. No.
What,
It's
what are
re-
you
it's- it-
saying? You're saying her body does not look like an elite?
No.
Oh.
Okay. I'm gonna
Okay.
get in trouble.
No, no, no,
I'm gonna get in
no.
trouble. But when it's like if I put this young lady next to, let's just say Jordan Hussey.
I love Jordan.
She's fantastic. Jordan ran 108 or something like that in Portugal,
She's
right?
amazing.
and ran
Her range is just gonna be so
122 in
ridiculous.
Boston. 120. She was what? 122, 123. That is elite. Her half marathon en route to the 122 was 117,
Mhm.
and this girl kept going. The 142 stopped. Yeah, there's no. It's like apple and oranges. Yeah,
I mean, again, it's about the times, right?
yeah.
Because
that-
I have gotten to a starting line, and everyone likes to look me up and down because
Yeah.
I embody the traditional runner stereotype of a distance runner. And I just look at them like, they're like, oh, well, you must be so much faster than me. I'm just going to move away. I'm like, no. How about the fact that
looking
I
at her
just-
body, she could be an elite.
she can be elite. I will
but she
go
could be an
to
elite
Central
hammer
Park
thrower. She could
with
be
that particular
Hammer
time.
thrower.
With
I
this
will
body.
go
Throwing
to
shade.
Central Park and
big
ask
girl.
any runner running on the loop and saying 142 for a half marathon for a woman, would you consider that elite? Right?
No one would.
No one.
No one would.
If you know the sport like all of us do, you would know that's not elite. I'm not
Okay.
saying that's not a great time. I'm not saying that's not a good accomplishment for this person because this person could have ran like a 2:15. Yeah.
Except, wait. I'm going to clarify.
Put
A
the brakes on.
142 could be an elite time for a masters runner with their age
Yes.
group.
Yes. There you go.
That could absolutely. That's not this girl. She's
Yeah.
under 30.
Yeah.
But
And that's all you did was bring that to their attention.
I
And
did.
you
I
got-
said, and I have nothing, absolutely nothing against. And it's so funny that you said they could be an elite hammer thrower or something. The beauty of the beauty of this is, and I'm going to say this
Hammer
because
thrower.
I
I
loved
won't.
this company for a long time, and they actually had a fashion show during Fashion Week at Nolcha Fashion Week.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually how I got introduced to the CEO and everyone the first time, which is how I met Lauren Fleshman for the first time. They had an elite hammer thrower on the runway.
Nice.
And that's
Beautiful.
a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you look like. I care about who you are. I care about what's inside. And I loved that they put real athletes on the runway next to the models that work the runway, like people
Mhm.
from my agency and
That had
stuff
to be
like that.
awesome.
It was a beautiful thing.
Yes.
So before we go onwards to sit here and say that people need to look a certain way, that's not correct.
Okay.
I'm going to put
Okay.
that out there. That's not correct because there are plenty of women that have schooled me in my return to the sport that look nothing like me, that have kept me going, and there are plenty of women that can school another model that I know, like any other let me try to retrace and backtrack. But there are women that are bigger, that run marathons, that don't fit your traditional stereotype of runners,
That's true.
who can complete a marathon. And then there are women that are hashtag skinny fat, like me, naturally, genetically, just a tiny human being who could not have the strength to do these things.
Yes.
And that's important to acknowledge. I will sit here and I will defend my friends to the end of time if someone ever wants to come up to them and tell them that they're not strong enough to do something. No way.
Kudos.
Not on my
Okay.
There we
watch.
go.
Mhm.
Not on my
respect that.
watch.
Oh,
So-
man.
We got to wrap this up. Aysha, it was wonderful having you here.
Well, thank you for having me.
You told something that had to be told to the world.
I learned something new. I love it.
Me too.
Yes.
Always love learning something
That
new.
was wonderful.
Juicy.
I was
142
mesmerized.
is elite. That's what I learned for a woman.
That's elite. That's what I'm shooting
That's
for.
what I'm
142.
shooting.
I'm gonna be an elite runner.
so I've
there
been
we go.
I've been elite all my life then.
There we go.
I have
Boston
a lot
Marathon.
of friends that are elites then.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Boston Marathon. I'm coming. There we go.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
So before we wrap up and get out of here, Aysha, where can we find you on social media?
Oh, feel free. Find me at model Aysha Mirza. That's MODELAYSHA. Last name Mirza. M as in Mary. I, R as in Robert, Z as in zebra, A. You can find me on Instagram at the same name. And you can find all of my running adventures at Aysha Runs. AYSHARUNS.
There we go. Jerode, social media, what's going on with you?
I'm running the Peachtree Road Race in Atlanta.
Oh my gosh.
right.
Yeah.
There
on
we
the
go.
4th of July.
Oh,
I'm
there we
not
go.
racing it,
On the 4th of July.
but guess who else is?
Oh God.
The elite the half marathoner?
Not at all, please.
Okay.
No, Bernard Lagat.
Bernard Lagat.
He is going to be there. I saw it on his Twitter, and I was so excited.
Now, he is elite.
He's elite.
He's an elite
Oh my
runner.
gosh.
Yes, he is an
Yeah.
elite runner.
Now, if we
He-
find him on the starting line, the goal is to probably see if we can stay with him for 2 miles.
That's
Good
you.
luck with that.
I'll stay with him for about
My
2 steps.
my best for 10K is 32:40, 32 minutes.
Mhm.
His is what, like 28, maybe?
Probably.
Yeah.
The man is a legend.
He's a legend.
41
He's a
years old
legend.
at his last Olympic team. He made 5 Olympic teams. I
Yeah.
got to watch him kill it at the trials after having a rough 5K,
Yeah.
and then in the 10K came
Mhm.
back
Yeah.
and won.
Yeah.
Who's his coach?
Who is his coach? We should know his coach. He's signed to Nike.
You see what she did to me?
She did. She did.
You
He
see what she
signed
did
to
to me?
Nike. Does that
You
help?
saw what
We're
she
not
did to me?
going
He was
there.
at
Wait.
Breaking 2. He was at Breaking 2.
Yeah.
He was one of the
He
Pacers.
was one of the Pacers that breaking two. But you know what? I don't think it's Salazar. I think it's Jerry Schumacher
Okay.
because he doesn't run for Oregon Project.
He does not run.
No.
Oregon
So
Project.
yeah, but he runs for Nike. But
He
I'm
runs
not
for
sure.
Nike.
You
That's
never
a
know.
good
He
little
could, he,
space.
could, he, could be, he could be. That's a good one. He could self-coach himself probably. I don't know. He must have a personal coach. We don't know who that is.
We don't know.
I don't know who that is. But we
Well,
can find out for the next.
We can find out for the next one, and good
Yeah.
luck.
Oh,
with
yeah,
that
thank
race. Social
yeah,
media.
no,
can
I'm
we-
really excited.
JSK runner _51.
There we go.
There you
JSK
go.
runner 51. There we
Mhm.
go. Nicole,
Yeah.
Coach
well,
Nicole, conversation pace.
We
Oh,
got
yes.
Jason Karp coming on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Running
so
coach.
excited.
Extraordinaire.
Mhm.
You'll find out more about him and all of his books on running on the show. So
Oh,
stay
okay.
tuned. Conversation Pace on Facebook and on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
And I'm friends with both of them.
There we go.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
And before we get out of here, one last time, you guys can find this show on YouTube, Life and Whatever Else, no spaces, Life and Whatever Else. And on social media, let's run through all of them again, see if I remember them. We got Instagram, we got Tumblr, we got Twitter, and I'm forgetting one.
Facebook?
Facebook, there we go.
Okay.
LAWE show SM. So LAWESHOWSM. That's where you guys can find us on those. I might cut out the Tumblr or something because I don't think anybody looks at that. But
Oh.
we'll see. But guys, thank you for watching, tuning in. Aysha, thank you for coming in. Appreciate
you
it.
for
Jerode,
having me.
Nicole,
Yay.
thank you guys. And everybody, peace out. Talk to you next time. All right.